right, team, we are here. I actually didn't bring my computer down today, so if you ask all the questions, I'm just going to have to get to them at a later date. But get into the comments. Tell us where you're from, all that fun stuff. Yesterday I took a big rest day. You saw the yoga poses and the whole yin yoga session, about 30 minutes, so you can go back and check that out if you're looking for rest day stuff. Today, we're just going to get super jacked. Body feels great, slept great. I ate great this morning. I had a good lunch. Everything's lined up to go get huge. So what we're going to be working on today, some eccentric cleans. So if you've never done eccentric cleans, we're going to be deadlifting it up to our waist. 5-second descent all the way down to the floor, or about an inch off the floor, and then clean. Probably build up. I'm going to hit some heavy triples, so somewhere in the 225, 275 range would be pretty good. After that, I'm going to pull some heavy deads. I haven't really pulled much this week, but I've squatted a bunch. So that's going to be a big thing, probably 5s, 8s, maybe somewhere in there, I don't know. And then I'm going to do some lunges off of a plate to a deficit, which would be super fun. I really dig those. I'll probably superset that with something else. And then just going to get some bro stuff in, just some hypertrophy work at the end, maybe a little bit of conditioning. I doubt it'll be like real conditioning, but super fun session. I don't have my computer, like I said. Sorry about that. So I can't really answer any questions today. And I will, let's get jacked. Let's do it. I'm actually going to change this thing up just so I can answer any questions because it might get a little complicated. I'll be back in like 8 seconds. We're going to go get the computer. Oh, we made it. Look at this. So good. Now I just got to find our video. There we are. Killer. Right on. We are back, team. Feels so good. So that's what we got going on today. A little bit slow on a Saturday. No one's working today. How good is that? You're supposed to be with your families. Mine's sleeping right now. All right, let's move some weights. Try not to drop weights. When you have a toddler sleeping in the other room, it's like right up there. Makes this whole thing so much harder. Oh, Logan, what up, dude? Yo, check it out. I'm rocking my FitOps gear for sure. So that's really the big reason why I'm not dropping plates, which is also the reason I'm not standing these reps up all the way. I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna try and dance around the bar a little bit so I can catch these things in a hook grip and not break myself. So if there's any questions of why I'm doing things the way I'm doing, it's because there's a 21-month-year-old right there. And if I wake her up, no more training. This is what it's like when you're in quarantine and you still got to get it in. Sometimes you don't drop the weights. Not optimal, but the way we're making it work. So a couple things I've been really practicing, working on a lot. If you listened to the show last week, we were talking about Olympic weightlifting technique, is maintaining a hook grip throughout the whole movement, which has been really interesting. Keeping tension throughout the movement on the bar, so you can keep pulling, like the idea that if your thumb pops out, your hand has to open up and you lose tension there. Also, closing the chain has been a really interesting one. So when you think about kind of closing your feet, being attached to the ground closes the chain at the bottom. But as soon as you open your hand up, there's no tension, there's no strength on the bar itself. So that's what I've been practicing a lot, is in that turnover, making sure I keep my hook grip, catch it, as well as when I do front squats to practice front rep. Just make sure that I keep that grip, that I'm able to use that, continue pulling throughout the entire movement. So you may notice that today, watching these, that I'm catching it and my mobility is a little janky. Just getting better. Another thing that's going on here in North Carolina right now, I don't know where everybody's at, but there is an amount of pollen that gets into your garage gym that is so unnecessarily large. Like, I wipe this thing down and blow it out every week, and this week it has just been tree sacks everywhere, like an insane amount of tree sacks. And it all just blows in here. They don't even ask about where my home gym is, my beautiful barbell. And they just whoosh. It's gnarly. Pretty good right there. Feels pretty good. Probably stay right at 225 for a couple. We're sharing this all over the world right now. That just means my my Shrugged Facebook groups here. We have so many places to tell everybody to get strong. So great. All right. Back to YouTube. Looks like we got a couple people tuning in. Oh, it's hot out here today. Who just timed in? Are you guys doing a Shrugged app in the future? Do you know how expensive it is to start an app, Logan? Do you know how many people have apps? The app game? Here's going to tell you why I can't get into the app game. We have probably, you've seen it here in our membership group. We've got 15 programs between 3 and 8 months long, times 5 workouts a week. And we're looking at roughly, call it like 50,000 workouts, plus movement demos, plus everything else. And I'm super down to invest in an app to get all of that into like a thing. It's a button that you press and it goes. But the problem with that is, and I've heard this from like thousands and thousands of trainers, I feel like, is you go invest all this time and money to get your app set up, and then you hit the go button, and Apple changes their entire app store, and one little tiny thing that they change, and you have to redo your entire membership site on the app. The problem with the app doing that is that it just, you never fully get any consistency or stability along with it. So we're not doing an app anytime soon unless there's somebody that can come up with a system where I can just do it once, do it twice, maybe once a year, and all the problems are fixed and everything just rolls smoothly. But I can't see myself dedicating that much time into going back and doing the same job over and over and over and over and over and over again, because it's just really, really tricky having that much data that we have to transport and deal with every single time. That's really the big kicker. But you know how to do it. I'd love to see your proposal. You probably do know how to do it. You're a smart dude. You're like, I see you as one of those guys who just like knows how to do shit like that. I think you got one more of those. These feel pretty good. Really like the way this is going. Logan, I wish I could like buzz you in. I don't even know if you're still on here, but have you, where are you at now? And like, what's the general climate of, I think you're down in Florida, which is like one of the weird places right now because they got spring break. A bunch of drunk kids that don't care about things. Like, what's the status of kind of where you're at with things? Oh, you wrote back. Hold on. I gotta come see it. Talking to you is so much more fun than lifting those weights. A bit of a background and bored friends that build apps, but yeah, you guys have so much content. I didn't even think of it. Atlanta. Oh, Gaia. I thought for some reason you were still down in Florida. Yeah, I mean, it would probably be beneficial if we didn't have like so many people on so many different programs for the app, but we can't just do one of them and make that one really good and like continually updating it. Just really, really tricky. But we have some stuff in the works with some big distributors that we're trying to be working with here soon, so maybe that'll present a new opportunity. I just couldn't imagine taking all of that data and putting it into an app, and then Apple just like changes the system overnight, and we have to go back and do 15 programs and 50,000 different workouts. I mean, we already deal with that like pretty decent amount when there's like a server migration or something along those lines with all the programs. So yeah, dude, see that shredded program? Imagine if all that, from the nutrition piece to all the workouts, all had to be like migrated over to a new thing, and then Apple just, and it's only good for Apple people. We'd have to get it for all of the platforms. It just makes my head hurt. This is what I'm good at. This is what I do. I need someone like you to take all that. All right, last one here. It's a good day. Right on. Beautiful thing about going from cleans and deadlifts, you don't have to change the weights. That's the starting weight, 225. I would normally not use straps on this, but I'm going to because it's sweaty, it's super humid, there's pollen everywhere right now, it's killing me. And we're under the coronavirus, so I'm gonna use straps. But I don't think you should typically use straps for deadlifts. I just am today because my poor hands. We're gonna try and work into maybe some 6s, maybe some 8s. Feel like I can get into the 315, maybe 335. I don't really like to go like that heavy. Not that that's like terribly heavy, just I like to move a little bit more. Yeah, we're gonna go pulls, clean grip, and go into the 6s and 8s and see what it feels like. Oh, hold on, Logan wrote back. I gotta talk to my man. Boca in 2 months. Yeah, my neuro has me on keto. That's smart. Dropped 18 pounds. Holy shit, that's really good. Can you maintain the hook? Oh, Bob, that's so awesome. I'm so stoked you tuned in. So we were talking about that at the beginning of the show here. I don't typically use the hook grip for the entire movement, but we did a show, a podcast we released it last week, in which we were talking about maintaining tension on the barbell throughout the entire movement. So if you're one of those people that pops your grip out, it's at some point in the movement, you've let go of the bar. Just opening your grip like this takes tension off of the barbell. So you're not pulling 100% of the way through. Even if it's like 99%, there's still that 1%, which are here, and then you pop your grip, and then you catch. So Travis Mash and I had a mini debate about how much power and tension are you actually losing while doing that. And even if it's 1%, you're still losing 1%. So I've been practicing, and I'm 23 years into weightlifting and still learning. So I've been practicing and using it in front squats. I've been practicing and using it for my cleans. And that's also why I'm not standing these things up, because it's super sweaty. I have a baby sleeping, but it's easier to catch the bar and re-rack it at your hip. when you keep the hook grip in. So yes, I'm intentionally doing it. I don't typically, it's something I just started practicing probably within the last 3 weeks. I would say that since I don't max out too much and I'm not competing, haven't noticed a real difference. The place that I notice it the most is probably in the front squat, actually, because when I take heavy weights out and it's in, it just gives me like much more stable grip as opposed to just being here, having a pinky popped out, something along those lines. So awesome question. I appreciate that. And let me know if you want me to expand anymore. I feel like I got it, but if there's still like a question, just make sure you ask. Uh, it's rad that you're actually on here, Logan, so we can talk about this in depth and not just on Instagram. So we worked with them, full disclosure, like met them at Wadapalooza last year. Sometimes, shouldn't say sometimes, most of the time when we're presented by a future sponsor, I'm like, oh! You can see in this gym, it's bare bones. Granted, these people are sponsors. But I'm just not a big strap person. I'm not a big wearable person. I don't have that, just don't have that like geeky mindset of just 23 years later, I don't know if anything's going to help me outside of just picking more stuff up. So when when the Whoop guys kind of started talking to us, they were super cool dudes. And we took the freebie, took it home, used it, and I thought it was really cool, actually. HRV is something that I really geek out on. Some of the upsides of the Whoop band for me were like HRV was massive. I really enjoyed learning about that, how sleep plays into that, training, getting into the red, getting back into the green, how long does it take to recover, things like that. The interviews that we did with them were great. They've got an awesome team. I loved going up there and seeing them. Their office was like walking into Facebook for like fitness performance. It was rad. Like there's like algorithms written all over the place, and you can see them. Like it's just a different type of people that I'm not normally around, and they're really, really cool people. The owner's rad. Everybody's really cool. The nutrition piece on it, like the total calories burned, got me at a really tough place because I was like, we got it, and I had my little one turned about 6 months old, which is not the year that you really need to be in a caloric surplus. You need to be right about maintenance, and that caloric thing is really off. You should not be eating. It was telling me I needed to eat like 4,000 plus calories a day. That's just not true. And I think it was just reading my body being really, really stressed, which it was. And through that stress, having the baby, not sleeping well, I found myself just like at the fridge at a bad hour of the day every day, like 3 a.m. And I put on like 15 pounds following that caloric intake, just trying to do everything it said. So I backed that down to what I thought was appropriate. I ended up losing, or I added 10 pounds. I lost 15. I got pretty lean. In the end, I really like it. But we stopped working with them. And towards the end of it, I just kind of like stopped paying attention because I already just got used to knowing what it was going to say a year later. So yeah, I recommend definitely using it for 6 to 12 months just to get all your stuff dialed in and really get comfortable with how you feel and roll from there. Logan, I'm challenging you right now. I just thought of this walking back to the bar. You need to go send a text message and send this link to all your FitOps people. I want to see them in here. I have a freaking miss hanging out with you guys. I just saw the next class got canceled, which super sucks because I was totally planning on coming down for like 3 days, and man, the next class got canceled next month. So send the text out, send the link. I want to see everybody. I love it. That's so good. I can't wait to see them. I know they're out there right now. Man, I don't know what I want to do here. Keep adding weights. Is that like the thing to do? I don't know about everybody else. Like, how many times do you go from like what feels like a medium heavy clean, and then you go right into deadlifts and you just think, how the hell did I just clean that? How that seems light when I was jumping, and now that I'm not jumping, it feels heavy as hell. I feel like that's where I'm at right now. Those cleans felt really good, and then trying to deadlift that feels like a 1 rep max. Yeah, you need to make sure you're at all the camps. So we are, for everybody that's wondering what the hell Logan and I are talking about, there's this really cool camp down in Arkansas for veterans with PTSD and getting them trained, or getting them through personal certification, or getting them their certified personal training license so that they can have a future in fitness past their military service. So really helping with that transition from military into civilian life. They take them through a 3-week curriculum. If you've been paying attention to Barbell Shrugged the last 4 weeks, we've been posting shows that we did down there 2 weeks ago, or about a month ago. They're incredible stories. A lot of the people that are in there right now are just incredible humans, and Logan was one of the guys that we got to meet. But it's just a phenomenal thing. So you can go to fitops.org to check it out. Don't leave right now, but make sure you get over there. My buddy, or not my buddy, a lot of our buddies, but John Cena's a part of it. Matt Hesse's doing some really, really cool stuff down there. The Performance team, through Harrison, Johnny Martin, just an incredible kind of behavioral health, physical health, giving people a tribe. So I would definitely check it out. It's fitops.org. I think I got one more of those. Going back to my point I was making a little bit ago, Logan, that weight right there feels like a million, but that's what I cleaned in Arkansas. That's really funny. That felt super heavy. With all you guys down at FitOps, felt like nothing. Alright, so we haven't done enough legs yet. We're gonna go into some lunges here. Probably, I don't really know, maybe 8s on each side. Sounds like a good number right now. Gonna keep it relatively light, move through these pretty quick. Just to, as we're getting towards, we're deep into the third exercise here. Couple of really big compound lifts to begin with. Speed explosive in the cleans, 5 second eccentrics, and the clean for triples up to 2 1/4. I pulled 305, 315, something like that for 4 sets of 6. It's pretty good, just volume. And now I'm just gonna go like 135 on the reverse lunges, probably set to 8. I'm gonna pull the bench over, and we're gonna do like 15 split squats, supersetted. Just make it pretty painful and grow some ass. that's it right there. That's going to be the big third piece here, and then we're going to do some bro stuff. Oh! Yeah, right? One-time challenge with all those people. Super gnarly, huh? That was a lot of fun. Been also thinking about, I sit in here and I work out by myself. We're doing the social distancing thing, and like, but it's also really cool. The part of this that you guys can't see is kind of like what's back there behind the camera. For the first time in like 8 months, not that they're not walking around, but the magnitude of the number of people that are walking around my neighborhood, walking their dogs, walking their kids. There's been like so many cool upsides to the idea that we don't have anywhere to go right now. And it's not lost on me that you guys are cooped up in your houses right now, doing what's best for humanity, and sitting here watching me work out and let me talk to you, because outside of my wife and 21-month-old, she doesn't say a lot. She actually says a lot now. You guys are like my family in here right now. So I appreciate you guys tuning in and being a part of this. Like, it's really rad. We've had thousands and thousands of views on these workouts, and I never really thought about how this would be a way to connect with people when our entire globe is under threat. So it's very cool. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I wish you could like share and seeing all the people that walk by all the time and they hear me talking into my camera and watching me lift weights, and they're like, the hell is that guy doing? But they don't know that I have like you guys. It's so rad. So thank you. Oh. Whoa. We are starting to get after it right now. This is starting to get, this is a really good interval burnouts right now. That's to 18 total lunges to a 4-inch deficit, 135. And then I'm going straight into the bodyweight split squats, Bulgarians, and or rear foot elevated, whatever you want to call it. 10 on each leg. Whoo! I have this interesting thing also that's floating around in my brain these days. Lazy kid. I don't know who you are, but what's up? I assume you're a guy. Most girls don't call themselves kids. That's like a dude thing. Um, this is only week 1 of like real legit social distancing or whatever, so I'm not fully prepared this week. We spent a lot just trying to figure out work situations and how we're going to make this whole thing flow. But the I'm thinking about running like boot camp classes in my court, um, and doing some like super old school marketing of just writing free boot camp on the sidewalk with sidewalk chalk. So as people are floating around, to see how many people we can get into my court, just doing air squats and push-ups and running in place, high knees, some karaoke's. But maybe next Saturday. It's an interesting thing. It'd be awesome to hear if anybody's seen anybody in their neighborhood or apartment complexes doing it. That stuff from Spain like super inspired me to want to do that. So would love to hear it. Rex Bex, what up? Oh, radical team. So here we go. That's cleans, deads, final lunges, superset. Final piece, we're just gonna do some bro stuff. We're gonna go deadlifts, lazy kick. What's up, dude? Did I spell that wrong? Deadlifts. No, I got it right. We're going, we're just gonna go 5 by 10 on each side. Hopefully don't set the bar down, empty bar, barbell curls, straight into tricep press. Hopefully we don't set the bar down. 50 reps of each, as fast as we can. Bro style conditioning. Metabolic meatheads. Meathead metabolics. That's what we'll call it. Meathead metabolics. Let's go. All right. I did 4 out of the 5. I feel all right out of that. Oh, Rocky, what up, buddy? I have a slight tear in my meniscus. They say it can't heal because no blood flows. Any advice? My advice. The thing about a torn meniscus is like, if it's not blocking range of motion, man, if it's not blocking any range of motion and it's just kind of clicking, or not even clicking, it's just annoying, but you can still get there. I'm not a PT, but I've seen a lot of people with slightly torn meniscus do just fine. If it's painful and you can't squat below parallel, I would not squat below parallel. I would do as much single leg work as possible to the end range and stop just before the end range so it's not in pain, but you're maximizing hypertrophy and musculature to that end range so you're strong and as powerful as you can be in that position. I imagine it's not blocking range, or they would go in and cut out the piece that was stopping the end range. But man, a meniscus is like such an annoying but critical and all at the same time like not needed part of your knee, which sounds totally ridiculous. It's just I've seen every single possible scenario, I feel like, with the meniscus, from people having torn meniscus and not bothering them, not stopping anything, they still go and squat and everything's good. It says it clicks always and no pain. Yeah, and that's another, like, it could click and it's not a big deal. And then you just get after it. Anytime there's a knee issue, more single leg work is going to be better, just because you want to isolate and not develop imbalances. So more split squats, more single leg deadlifts. Hinging is going to be your favorite person or your favorite type of movement. That way you're not putting like a ton of pressure on it. So RDLs, single leg RDLs, awesome. Split squats are going to be great. If you can get super deep into a box squat or like a box pistol type thing, single leg like step up with really good form, use those. It's just such a broad one without me being able to like really assess where you're at, but a lot of single leg work would be a very good thing for you. Those I would start with those 4. Those are kind of my favorite. From the hinge pattern, an RDL, deadlifts will definitely be cool. An RDL, single leg RDL, and then in the squat pattern, I would look at a single leg box step up and split squats. Those are going to be my 4 recommended. And then if you start to develop pain, definitely go get it checked out, because there is something that they can do for that. But they're not wrong that there's no blood flow and that it's kind of just there for the rest of your life, which isn't that big of a deal. I know plenty of people that have great athletic careers with torn meniscus. What else we got? Rocky, it's so good to see you, dude. Logan and I were just hanging out, and life's good, man. Rex, I really wish I could see your knee move. If there's a way that you can like shoot me a video or tag me or something, hit me up on Instagram at Anders Varner or Facebook, same thing. Just so I can see the movement pattern, and we'll be able to do a lot more. Maybe some split squats and some single leg RDLs. Those are 2 pretty good. Like, I can see pretty much everything about movement through those 2. So that would be awesome. Just find me on the socials and shoot me a message. Team, I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I may be popping in that guy. Look at that. That's my sauna and my my Savage car seat and toilet paper over there. Nope, those are paper towels. We're here. We're social isolation, dysfunction, whatever it's called, social distancing. Yeah, I might just pop in the sauna tomorrow and hop on here to do a Q&A, maybe wrap through some stuff that's important to me and things that we can work on. But I'm planning on tuning in here every day. Give you guys 30 minutes to half an hour of just watching me train, answering questions, everything that we can do. So I don't know when. It's usually going to be during nap time when the little one's down. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.